Hello gentle people, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna carve this little guy here. Little Squire, a little bit sad, doesn't want to go to war, you know, that's how it is. Let's start with the measurement for the wood. The measurement will be in the description or on the screen. Let's start with the middle line as I do with all of my guys. So just go around like this, okay? And then at probably around an inch and a half, gonna make it just going around this. All right, and then on one of the side, depending on which one you want, will be in this one, about half an inch also, maybe more. That'll be the shield that you see here. All right, and then gonna take a couple mil here. And then in the back, that's the thickness of the shield. And then at around 1 centimeter here, do a little mark, and then join that line here. That's the bottom of the hand. And then half a centimeter or something, a quarter of an inch above. Gonna make another line like here, right? That's gonna be the little sword. This guy's a big one, but okay, that's it for the line really. Gonna just join these two guys at the top for the head. That will be it for the line for now. Gonna put a little bit more later, but let's get carving. So as I always do when I start, pop the corner of the head on each side, trying to go reach that line here. All right. Good. Same thing on the other side. All right. Should look like this at the top. So the back, which is here, do the same thing there. Not all the way. Something like that to make it flat. Flat like here. Then we're gonna pop that back here in multiple shot or not, depends to you. Alright. The wood will mostly break, it's fine. Because we're gonna fix all of that anyway later. Okay. You should have a flat back like this. Good. Now, just to make sure we don't lose it, at the top of the shield, I'm gonna make a little step cut. You have to be really careful because it's really tiny. The bigger the step cut will be, then you can work a bit harder, but gonna do a little chip like this. Same thing in the corner here. Alright, just like that. Then we can make a little step cut and remove the wood, the top like that, just so we don't lose the shield. Okay. Sorry, little guy. He's a bit on the way. I should put it on this side instead. There you go. Okay. So that's how it looks right now. Just gonna shave a little bit here. It's just for comfortable holding. Okay, let's go make the head happen. So we have the line here, a little bit below. You can do a V cut. This, okay, same thing on the shoulder. Here you have to be careful because the wood is weak there. So you do a little cut and then you push, not too hard, because here you're with the grain. If you push too hard, you will probably split all the way, maybe into your hand or something like that. We don't like this, of course. So wood is weak here. I push a bit, remove, push, remove, push. Then it gets a bit stronger as deeper as I go. Okay. Look a bit funky like this, but we'll remove all the wood on the side, little by little. Same thing here. You are with the grain. Grain is going that way. So it's really easy to cut, but the shoulder is making a stop cut for you. So do that, use that to your advantage. Okay. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Basically flattening the side of the head. Okay. A bit like this. Good. I'm gonna pop the shoulder here, back in. Same thing on that side, so it looks a bit symmetrical, like so. Okay. Now, bottom of the sword line here, gonna make a step cut, like so, and remove the wood. Once again, now we will. I cut in the grain, so it's really easy to split the wood, which means that it's really easy to go through the whole thing if you're putting too much strength and probably cut yourself. So just go little by little. Okay, I usually remove this amount. I don't know, it's a couple of millimeters. That's good enough. Then the inner part here, which is a tricky part, we have the arm here, the top of the sword, and then the side of the shield. Alright, so this section here, put your carving on the table if you can. One step cut here, one step cut there, and then we will join the two. Okay, like so. Now we will shave that part. Be careful on where you put the tip of your knife. We don't want to go through inside the shield. This is a bit tricky, but we'll get used to that. So you see inside looks clean. And for here I have to cut towards myself, of course, because the blade cannot go in there. On a push cut, the pull cut, a little bit more. So there's no magical thing here. You go on one side, then you remove on the other, and you basically carve. You carve your way through. Then from here, I will cut sideways a bit, just to remove a bit more wood, like this. Okay. So we have the little bit inside right there. Create some depth. Okay. From the hand, I will flatten that thing. Since it's a little boy or something, he's less muscular than my usual guys. Side of the shield is a bit trickier, but still do that. Okay. Good. So we have that. Now let's join all the head around. So from this cut to this cut, make a V cut. Doesn't have to be super precise, but just to separate the head from the body. Still gonna carve a bit more anyway later. This at the top here. We can even go a bit higher, like so, because the scarf will be here. So we cut again. Each side, like this. Okay. Gonna bring that head back inside, because your head is not all the way back on the back of your shoulder. The head is always a bit more forward, and as much old as you get, the head gets even farther in front. But that's a little guy, so okay. Look at the top; it's sort of like a symmetrical shape, so you can see the head is going forward now. Good. So let's attack the back now, because it's the little bit of an annoying part. So what I always do is I put my blade flat on that line here under the sword. Okay, so it's flat with it. Then I just basically do that with my blade, so it keeps the same angle all the way to the line here, the line that we drew in the middle. All right, with a little cut here, step cut. So that will be the back of the arm and the bottom of the hand. So from here, what I do is I will cut in the wood here. That will split the wood and not look super great. But that is okay because we're removing all of that anyway. So I do that 2 or 3 times, depending on the depth that I want. Alright, so all this chunk here, we will basically try to remove all of that there. Little by little. Be careful, you don't want to break anything. Once again, you're with the grain of the wood. Really easy to split. Go little by little. That's what it is. Alright, the back of the shield. So when you hold something, of course the arm is usually a bit higher. So, you know, the hand is here. I'm gonna put it a bit higher like that. Okay. So we're gonna do the same thing, but there's way more wood to remove on that part. First, let's make a little cut for the shield. Okay. And then remove just a little bit. Like so. Alright. Then a step cut for the hand, and then a step cut for the arm. Try to be as higher as this guy here. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing. Gonna pop that thing. Depth seem okay. All right. And now there's a lot of wood to be removed. So take your time. We basically have to do the same thing here. See on the bottom, we have more intricate, all of that here needs to be removed. So take your time and remove little by little, and with the magic of editing, for me it will be really quick. So this is what I ended up with. It's not too bad. You can still go in and shove the little cuts that you might have done. Good. So we have the shield, I have the back. Now I see that this is a bit higher. We could try to fix that a little bit. Like so. Yeah, it's a bit better. Good. Okay. Now let's do the scarf. So the only thing that you need really is basically following the other line all the way around, and then we're gonna have a little tidbits in the back. So what you do is a little bit of V-cuts all the way around. So after you went all the way around, it should kind of look like this. Alright. Now the tidbits in the back, I will push back the back. Sounds a bit weird, but okay. And then I'm gonna put just a little one, like right here, following that sort of line there. So I'm gonna go a step cut here. Thing is that this little scarf thing will bring, you will have to bring everything back inside so it doesn't look a bit janky. You will see what I mean. Okay, and then this little part here. Okay. So the scarf is at the same height as the body, so we kind of need to bring everything back inside. Just a little bit, not too much. Like this, the scarf will really be on his own layer, I would say. Right, and then a bit here. And then all of that back, like I said at the beginning, we'll shave down anyway. Okay. So now you see the scarf is really, it's not much, but it's outside. Now let's just do the sword and the hand, so we'll be off with that. Just one little stop cut here, and from the hand side, a little bit of an angle cut like this. Same thing for the sleeve from the hand again. The hand is going inside the sleeve, not the opposite. Okay. In the back here, we will remove the sharp corner there in an angle, like this. Then the line, we will just continue it with stop cut, like that. Cut inside again. And then we're just gonna move a little angle here. Be careful with the grain again, you don't want to pop the whole thing. That's the hand, pop the corner. We always want to pop all the corners. Alright. For the fingers, I just do 1, 2, 3. That's it. Extend them inside a bit. Go in an angle like this. Do a little curve on the sword. I'm gonna pop that angle too. Same thing here. Just in a small angle. Good. Then we gotta split the sword from the shield. Alright. Just remove a little tad bit, like so. Pop the bottom. Now we have a little sword. Go to the handle, like here. Okay. Tiny sword. It's kind of cute. Okay. There we are. Good. We're getting there. Kind of almost done. So in the front we will have a little belt. Alright. And in the back the same thing. I usually put the same height as all the corners here. Just before we start, let's pop the corner of that back here and remove that sharp edge. And then stop cut all the way around for the belt, like so. And then a little bit of cuts from the top and the bottom. The belt is supposed to be kind of like higher, so we're not cutting from the belt, if you understand what I mean. Good. Maybe the same length as the belt below. Make a little stop cut to do a V cut. Creates a little butt. Alright. I'm gonna remove all the wood under it. Bring back the leg inside. Alright. Like so. In the middle, stop cut. Then in an angle I remove little tidbits inside. Okay. Move the top right here. Alright, so we got some legs. Okay. For the shoes, it's a really tiny step cut. And you have to be really careful because the wood is obviously really weak. You're at the end of the piece. I'm gonna do a little angle cut. You have to put almost no strength. If you have to put any sort of strength, it's because your knife is not sharp enough. So you should not do that. Here I go in a little bit of angle upwards on the side. So we got some little shoes. Okay. Let's finish the belt in the front. Okay, so now pretty much the only thing left is the head. So we're gonna go do that. First and foremost, I'm gonna round the whole thing at the top. Okay, so the nose in the middle, stop cut. Remove little by little. Like so. Okay. Then I'm gonna do stop cut on the side, stop cut on the side. Then I'm gonna pop that whole thing. Alright, it look ugly like this here, that is fine. I'm gonna remove that anyway. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna shave the top. Now we're gonna make a little platform for the eyes. Once again, as I said many times in this video, watch out when you carve with the grain like here. Doesn't take that much strength to break the whole thing and go all the way in your hand, and we don't want that. Good. So we're creating the little shelf. And like I said a little bit before in my other videos, when I say listen to the wood, it's not really listening to the wood, of course, it's more like listening to your happy accident, like Bob Ross would say. So you see this one is downward. It's not like they're not at the same height. That's perfectly fine. It will look a bit sadder on one side, I guess. Just removing that. Okay, so we have the shelf. Okay, just gonna remove the corner of the nose. Good. So let's do a little bit of hair for this guy. Let's go around here on the side. And here we're gonna make some ears. Okay, something like that. That should do. So same thing here. Gonna be a little cut and really like almost no strength. You cannot push here because you will just break the whole thing at the top of the head. The wood is too weak in that part. When you have a little depth, then you can put a little bit more strength, but it's still really tiny, so I would advise just sliding in with your knife. So we're following the lines here, and we are creating the haircut. Okay, looks like that. We're almost done here. So we're gonna bring back the head inside the haircut a little bit. Create more shadow, as you can see with that, right? Good, okay. I'm just gonna flatten that thing in the front for the mouth. And for the mouth, since I'm making a little sad little boy, it's really easy. I just either do a straight line going from up to down or a little curve. Then I'm just gonna make a cut like that. I'm just gonna remove a little bit. Like this. There you go. I've got a mouth. Then I'm gonna remove a bunch of wood under it. I'm gonna make the cheek and the chin somehow. Alright, I think that's gonna do. Okay, let's finish the top of the head and go with the eyes, and then we will be all golden. Good. And then for the eyes, some sort of triangle like this. Just gonna do. Tip of your knife, follow the triangle. Like so. Then with the tip, just carve through. Remove a little bit of the wood inside. Okay. So one couple last thing we will do as a detail. First and foremost, we're gonna do the little V-cut in the crease right here. Add a little bit more detail. Okay. Same thing in the back. If you have the space, you just make one or two, or you know. Like so. And then the last part, just the plank on the shield. So I basically do one, two, three. This here, be careful. The wood is of course a bit weak. It's not super deep. Just follow the line with your knife. Or if the blade is big enough, you can just pop the corner like that. That is pretty much it, right? Everything is pretty much done. The last thing is always sign your carvings. You never know. And we're done. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was not too hard to do. A little squire, you know, not so happy to go to war. And yeah, we'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.